Okay, you guys. Next story, congratulations are in order. Actually, not congratulations, but I guess a great shout out to Killer Mike. So the BankBlack hashtag got popular last year. You know, it just was starting to be very apparent that the financial industry was not really looking out for people like us, okay? That it was very difficult to get loans, and, you know, they were controlling where we were purchasing homes, if we could even do that, where we were opening businesses, if we can get loans for that. It just has not been for us, okay? So the hashtag BankBlack started last year, where they were asking for people to start investing their money and depositing their money into Black-owned banks, so that, you know, because the more money that are in the Black-owned bank system, you know, we will be circulating Black dollars. We will be continuing to keep our Black communities, you know, intact and thriving and all of that. Okay, so many celebrities started to put their money into Black-owned banks, and like I said, that hashtag created more than $50 million in deposits in Black-owned banks, okay, over the last 12 months. Killer Mike has taken it a step further, and he launched a digital bank. It's called Greenwood, okay? He's citing lack of fairness in the financial community, all right? All of the things that I told you that we were having problems with initially. So they've created this digital bank, him along with former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young and Bounce TV boss Ryan Glover. They created this bank, Greenwood. It was named after the Black community in, was it Tulsa? That part is going off the top of my head. I remember seeing it on the news, so if that's not right. But it was a Black community in a city called Greenwood, and this is what they've named this this digital bank after. You know, they said that the reason why they did this was, quote, a Black person is twice as likely as a white person to be denied a mortgage. This lack of fairness in the financial system is why we created Greenwood, end quote. Okay, because somebody got to be able to give us the money, but you can't give money if you don't have the money. So that's why they're asking people to put their trust in Black-owned banks, okay? This ain't just you giving your money to just, you know, your big mama, you know, for her to hide it in the house, you know, to make sure it's for safekeeping. This is a, you know, a federally protected bank. You could very much put your money in these banks and not have to worry about it, as the same as if it was in a Wells Fargo or a Chase Bank or a Bank of America. It's just you putting your trust in this money. This money has to be able to circulate in the Black community. They said that white dollars circulate in a white community for 20 days, okay? They say that Black dollars circulate in a Black community for like 6 hours, okay? And what that basically means is we are very quick to spend our money in a white community. We already know white community ain't spending their money in the Black community, not for the most part, okay? I know we got some hip white folks now, they like to go down and, you know, go to the urban areas to eat at restaurants and maybe even move into certain areas that's only been deemed for Black people in the past. But that is, I mean, basically that's a form of gentrification, but also that is not the, you know, historically and generally, white people stay in white communities, Black people stay in Black communities, okay? Unless there's some gentrification that's taking place. But anyway, you guys, so it's just trying to build the community financially. Shout out to Killer Mike. What was his real name, y'all? Michael? Oh, child, what does mama name him? I'm gonna put it on the screen here, because I can't just be calling him Killer Mike. We can't call you Killer Mike when you have a when you have a damn bank, okay, when you official. And when I watched him on the news the other night, he had all of his R's on the end of his words, and you know, it was no slang involved. I was proud of him. I like Killer Mike. He's not perfect, obviously, and he's said and done some things in the past that I may not agree with, but in general, I do like him, and I feel like he is still trying to do for the Black community. I am really surprised that they didn't get the intelligent adjacent to join along on this venture. So glad that they didn't, because you guys, we don't, look, if I would have saw T.I.'s ass up in there, I wouldn't even, I wouldn't trust it. I would not trust it. Okay, with your penitentiary talk. Nigga, go so fucking weird. So anyway, yeah, I think that this is a good thing. Shout out to Ryan Glover and Andrew Young, who are just trying to make a difference. Okay, who are just, I know Ryan. Well, I used to know Ryan personally, and he's a good guy. And he does want to help Black people. So I think that this is good for all of them, you guys. So, and good for us, all right? I haven't put my money in a Black bank, okay? I won't front, but I'll look into it, okay? Because I do want to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Will you guys put your money in a Black bank? Y'all let me know. All right, you guys, in white folks news, I got a couple of white folks stories for you. First one is everybody hates Chris Pratt. So evidently, the Biden campaign has this thing where if you donated money to the campaign, then, you know, under this certain fundraiser that they were having, that you would be able to log on virtually and spend an evening with 6 of the cast members from the Avengers. Okay, not really sure who the 6 people were, but who wasn't involved in that was Chris Pratt. Okay, you guys remember Chris Pratt? He was from Guardians of the Galaxy, and he was even in the Avengers movie, in the Endgame and all of that. So he was not involved. All right. And it was, people started to realize that he wasn't involved. And so then folks started to say, well, if he's not involved in this Biden campaign, then he must be a YSAP supporter. All right. Because he's silent when it comes to the Biden-Harris campaign. That doesn't necessarily mean that the man was a supporter of YSAP. The celebrities don't have to put their political affiliation out there for everybody to see, but you know, in this day and age of social media and all of that, people expect you to say, especially when you're a big star. So he has never said, and so they started to say he's a YSAP supporter. On top of that, they started to question his religious beliefs. Evidently, Chris Pratt belongs to a very conservative church. I guess it was a big story last year. Like I said, white folks news, child, I ain't knew nothing about it. But evidently, he had then got a whole bunch of white folks mad because he belonged to this church, and they have like some, I guess what they're saying is some extreme views when it comes to Christianity. Okay. So that on top of this situation, you know, they have now called him a MAGA supporter, and all of that, written him off. Of course, we've had some of the Avengers come to his defense. Robert Downey Jr., the guy who plays the Hulk. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. But, you know, they've come out and said basically certain things to say he's a good guy, and don't hold him to the fact that he hasn't said or done anything either way, because he hasn't campaigned for Trump either. He just has not said. Okay. Ironically, Robert Downey Jr. is not one of the ones that's going to be involved in this virtual sit down. So you know, why is it that nobody is all over Robert Downey Jr., but they are all over Chris Pratt? Okay. So, yeah, they had this thing on Twitter where, you know how you have this thing where you put 4 people up. It might be, they all have the same first name. In this case, it would be Chris. And then you would say who you would get rid of. So we had Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Evans. Okay, so out of those 4, who would you get rid of? And that's when people started to say Pratt, and then that's when it started to realize that he wasn't supportive of Biden, and they automatically tied him to Trump and all of that, you guys. Ooh, that Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth. Oh my God. Oh, child, let him and Brad Pitt, when I tell you them is my two white boy crushes, I mean, that Brad Pitt is beautiful. He is fine. I don't give a fuck if his hair is long and greasy. Okay, when he real put together, like, oh, that Brad Pitt. But that Chris Hemsworth, oh, Lord. Noise. Guys. Anyway, you guys, people are walking by my car because I told you that I'm still in the parking lot at this place. I got the car running because it's hot, the air going, and people keep walking by looking at me like, what's going on? Bitch, I'm trying to work. Y'all motherfuckers don't have y'all shit organized around this bitch. Anyway, you guys, so yeah, that's one of the stories on the white people news. Let's get to the next one. Y'all, what's going on with JeffreyToobin? What is happening with JeffreyToobin and his life right now, you guys? Listen. Now, I done seen JeffreyToobin on CNN plenty of times, you know, very legal analyst. He's a lawyer. He's very smart. He's very well spoken. He I feel like he knows what he's talking about. I mean, he's on CNN, okay? So, I mean, and he's been on there for years. So, you know, imagine my a surprise when I found out that JeffreyToobin was suspended from CNN because he was on a Zoom call. Somebody right in front of me is doing something. I didn't even realize that this person was in their car. They're doing something. Anyway, he was on a Zoom call, okay, with his colleagues. I'm assuming it had something to do, I don't even know, because I didn't research enough to find out what this Zoom call was about, but they said it was a meeting with his colleagues. Okay, I'm presuming work, right? Why this motherfucker is masturbating. Now see, I didn't know that he was masturbating originally. I originally thought that he just didn't have his pants on. Cause you know, we do these videos, you can only see us from the chest up. Why we getting fully dressed? I mean, many of us have been guilty of getting on the camera numerous times with maybe pajama bottoms on, or maybe even sometimes just our underwear, you know, all of that. So that's what I was thinking originally when I heard the story. I said, oh, maybe he just had on his underwear. The camera might have went down, or maybe he might have stood up thinking that he, didn't have the camera on or whatever. And they saw his boxers. Like, I was like, okay, I mean, yeah, that is a suspension. But we'll get past that. You know, it was an accident, just like that commercial. Y'all seen that commercial when the man come out into the backyard and his wife is standing there, and there's two folks sitting there, and he was like, oh, I thought the meeting was on the camera. And she was like, no. That nigga had on his tighty whities. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking when I hear this story originally. Y'all, but now from what I understand, the man was masturbating while he was in the meeting. And see, this bring on a whole nother level of concern when, I mean, how fucking long is the Zoom meeting that you couldn't wait? I mean, you know what? If you masturbate, I mean, I ain't got a problem with masturbation. Sometimes we get stressed out. We got anxiety. The world is a hard place to live in these days, right? Motherfuckers are stressed the fuck out. This election is about to put us all the way over. We got racial tensions. We got all kind of things happening. If you must masturbate, then have at it, okay? We all got our toys and we all got our ways. But what I'm gonna say is it's a time and a fucking place for everything. I mean, nigga, you couldn't wait until you got your ass up off the camera before you get to rubbing on yourself. I mean, you know, sometimes it'll hit you though. You know, you be at work and you be like, ooh. You know, maybe a nigga need to go to the bathroom real quick. TMI, child. But you know, I mean, sometimes it do hit you, but when you know, you got to realize that I am in a situation, I'm in a setting where I just can't get to it like that. But no, not Jeffrey, baby. Honey, he got his lotion sitting right off the side of the camera, evidently, and honey, he is having at it. Why? So I guess it's this whole feeling of, you know, I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, okay? When I'm looking at the camera and you guys are looking at me from the chest up, okay, I am professional, I'm a lawyer, I'm talking to you and all of that, but honey, I'm putting these hands and fucking dick to work up underneath the camera. You don't see none of that. I don't know how it happened, but these people then finally saw that he had all this shit out and that he was a yanking and a pulling and all of this. And yeah, that's something is wrong with you. I'm gonna need you to be able to have a little bit more self-control in this. And if you must masturbate, then I'm just gonna want you to wait until after the meeting. Okay? Just wait until after you get off the Zoom call, and then you can sit there and work yourself out for however many hours you want to. Child, put yourself right on to sleep. But you know what happens is when you be doing it, you know, that shit get to getting good to you. And you just can't stop. You just can't stop. It's just like, you just got to keep going and going and going. You look around, it's 3 fucking hours later. Nigga was supposed to be and pick up the kids from school and everything. Woo! Woo, child. So anyway, JeffreyToobin is found himself out of a job. I don't know if it's just temporary or what, but y'all get with your boy and tell him that it's gonna be there in a couple hours. Okay, you can enjoy yourself all you want. Child, poor Jeffrey. All right, you guys, so next story. So ShondaRhimes, evidently, ShondaRhimes has put out a story about how it was finally the last fucking straw with ABC. So, now you guys know we had Shondaland. And Thursday nights was Shonda's night. This was the day that she had all of her shows between Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder on lock, right? That went on for years. That damn Grey's Anatomy, from what I understand, is still fucking on. Okay? So, yes. Shonda, big name in ABC. All right, you guys know that ABC was owned or is owned by Disney. As time went on, and I guess as the star shining bright started to dim a little bit in ShondaRhimes, at least as far as Disney was concerned, she began to get into arguments with them over budget, over content. She started to have issues with them. Okay, and she started to feel like, maybe this place is no longer, you know, a place that she needed to be, but she was trying to stick it out. Okay, evidently part of her agreement with Disney is that she has 2 passes to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever, and they're all inclusive, so she's able, you know, she uses it, she gets in, and I'm assuming maybe they can eat or whatever on these passes. And she has 2 of them. Well, she had family that was coming in from out of town. So she had asked for 1 more pass from Disney. Okay. So that the family member that was visiting could also come in and go to Disneyland without having to pay. I mean, fuck, she's ShondaRhimes, right? Okay. Well, they scoffed. They didn't want to do it. Oh, we never do stuff like this. Okay. But they finally went on ahead, even though they made it seem like it was a big fucking deal. They went on, gave her this ticket. I mean, the equivalent of $155 fucking dollars, right? Okay. So they give her the ticket. Didn't want to do it, but went on ahead and did it. All right. She has her family go. I don't think she went, but I think her daughter and her niece and some people, you know, another person, it was 3 of them that used the pass to go. Well, when they get there to Disneyland, the one that she got from, you know, the extra one that she got, it didn't work. All right. So she thought that would be an easy fix. She calls the executive, I guess, who was helping her and says, listen, my niece is down there. They're not letting her in on the pass that you gave me. She said that the exec told her, don't you have enough already? What? Motherfucker. No, I don't have enough because it's 3 fucking people trying to get in Disneyland and you only letting 2 work on the pass that I have. Okay? No, it's not enough. And she said she knew right then that it was time to leave ABC. All right. Many people will say, you know what, ShondaRhimes had the money. All right, it's petty that she would ask for a free ticket from Disney when she could have just bought the $155 ticket and made sure that, I mean, she don't definitely need the help. Okay, and people say, you know, and that's the whole problem with rich people. They always getting shit for free, you know, and then they expect it, and then it's a big problem when they don't get it. But listen, I'm gonna need you to have some perspective on this one. ShondaRhimes made Disney, okay, ABC, so therefore Disney, over $2 billion. $2 billion, okay, from her shows being on all that time. You would think that the motherfuckers could scrounge up $155 for her damn niece to be able to get into Disneyland. Okay, that's the least that you can do. Now, I'm sure that they pay Shonda well, okay? But what is it if you're not a big person at a network that you can't get these perks? I mean, I'm sure that they would have given it to somebody else. Okay, I'm not trying to pull the race card. I'm not trying to pull the gender card. But, you know, I just feel like they made a big deal over $155 fucking dollars when you could have just, you know. So she said she knew then that it was time to get the hell on. She called her lawyer and said, find out a way for me to be able to get on Netflix. And that is how she has now moved over to Netflix. I'm sure she probably has way more creative freedom there, considering Netflix is a streaming service. And, you know, they don't have the restrictions that a regular network TV show would have. And, you know, so I'm sure she has some freedoms there and things that she's able to do she wasn't able to do at ABC, and maybe it was just time to go. But what all I'm saying is that's fucked up, that somebody has to try to make you feel guilty over $155 fucking dollar ticket when I'm sure they do way more for people who have done way less for their network. So I'm not mad at Shonda. Get on over to Netflix and put out some new content. You know, we always like a ShondaRhimes show. And ABC, you know, whatever. Disney, I mean, Disney is suffering. I'm sure Disney is losing a whole bunch of fucking money. I know a lot of people still do go to Disney, but nowhere near as many as they was getting. I mean, I can't even imagine how much they was clearing a day. And now people just not going, okay? You see them, they got the ads out with all of the masks and saying how safe it is to come to Disneyland and Disney World and go to all, and they're saying that some of these parks that nobody is even going to, like Disneyland is the park people still want to go to, but like California Adventures and all of these other places at the Disney World, you know, at the Disney World site and all of that, they said that people are just not going as much because of the Rona. So, and I think they even said that Disney had to end up laying off a lot of people because they just don't have a reason for all these people to be there when they don't have people coming to, you know, attend the park. So, yeah, I mean, this Rona has just went and slashed a whole bunch of, it's made problems for a lot of businesses. So, but you're going to be all right, Shonda. All right, maybe it was time to get on anyway, okay? Your gain is they loss. Okay, and then lastly, you guys, I guess this is considered a quickie. It's not even really a quickie. Well, I got two quickies. Okay, let me just throw two things in there for you for the quickie. The first one is the Bill Cosby mugshot. Somebody wanted me to talk about it. What you want me to say about it? What exactly do you want me to say about Bill Cosby new mugshot? Okay, he doesn't look good. He's in jail. He's, you know, getting older. And the mugshot is a sad thing to see, you know, that's really all I can say, you know, but he's in jail, and I guess evidently they update these mugshots every now and then, as people look different in jail. People are saying they shouldn't release the mugshot. I don't, y'all, whatever. Okay. The man is in his late 80s, so it is what it is. Also, Bravo did not record Cynthia and #Chill's wedding. Okay, and I was really surprised that she was able to have that big 250 person wedding, and there was no pushback from Bravo. But now we're finding out that Bravo was like, hell fucking nah, bitch. Okay, I guess Bravo had initially decided that they were going to cover her wedding on the show, and then I guess Cynthia changed the venue. And she must have changed the venue because she decided to have the wedding bigger than originally she had planned. And I wonder if People Magazine helped her pay for that wedding because People Magazine had the exclusives on the pictures. So then I'm wondering that once People Magazine got involved and it was like, okay, we're going to take it from here to here. We're going to blow it up. It's going to be this, that, and the other. And it's going to be all this spectacularness. I think that Bravo was like, nah, bitch, we said we was going to do it when it was going to be 50 people. Now you talking about 250 people. We is in the middle of a pandemic. Okay, we cannot be responsible. We cannot look that irresponsible on camera, you know, with all, because you see the video of the people, everybody was dancing, you know, like I said, I had some friends that were there, you know, and having a good ass time, and child, okay, my one friend was like, girl, I had to come home, and she was like, after I thought about it, like, you know, I had to get my shit together and do a mask and cleanse my body and all of this. Yeah, because you know, you just can't, you can't be too careful. Like I told you guys, we are just too lax. And I have friends that, I mean, it's close now. I have people, friends of mine that actually have it. Okay. And some sicker than others. So it's a for real thing. So Bravo was just like, yeah, we not doing that. Okay, you can go on and do your wedding, of course, but we won't be there. The producer said it wasn't safe, and I don't blame them. But I'll tell you what, it's interesting that they won't have such a big event in Cynthia's life on the show. And I'm wondering if that is kind of telltale of how they feel about Cynthia for this next, you know, season 13 or 14, whatever. What is the season that we going into? 13? Or is it 12? Whatever this next season will be. I'm wondering if they'll take into consideration, like, you know, if they'll be upset about that and make her pay for that in some kind of way. I don't know, you guys, but yeah, Bravo was like, we don't want the Rona. We don't want the Rona.
We don't want the Rona.
So y'all can take that wedding and y'all can have that. All right, you guys, so ain't nobody called me. Okay, ain't nobody interrupted my call. I'm fixing to take it right on home. Y'all, look at how cute these shoes are. Y'all was cute today. I was still cute. Look, they was brand new. Nigga ain't been able to dress up and get, you know, get fancy or nothing. I feel pretty good. Washed out my old ass wig and put my little jewelries on. Okay, feel like old Rocky, y'all. But, yeah, I'm fixing to take it on home. Like I said, they can call me tomorrow. I'm sure I'll hear from my supervisor later on today, and I'm gonna just be like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Motherfuckers need to be organized, okay? But anyway, you guys, we gonna get on off of here. All right, we do this every single week. So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.